So when I decided to quit my corporate job and become a full-time content creator, I had a whopping $300 in my bank account. That was before the bills were paid. And I look back on that time and I'm like, you know what? I could not be more grateful to have put myself in that situation, because if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have expanded my mind around money. It changed how my spending habits were. It changed a lot about my lifestyle, and it really changed my mindset around money. People don't understand that when you become a content creator, not everybody is an overnight success. I was not an overnight success. My personal experience in social media has been the long game. My success is attributed to consistency and showing up. I was never someone who could get online and blow up overnight. That's just not my story. So for years, I had very little money to work with, very little to invest in myself with before I started to ramp up with actually being able to make an income and a living off of social media alone. That in-between phase where I wasn't making jack shit was where I became creative around money, and I learned how to expand the money that I did have. I learned on my own financial literacy, and I learned how to face truly my money fears. So I have a few things I want to share with you today, because I guarantee you have more money than you think you do. If you're able to tap into a little bit of creativity and also change some of your beliefs around money, you will find that you will have more. And it doesn't require you to go find another job. This is step one. If you find another job that helps you make more money, great. But if that's not a possibility for you right now, or that's just not something you want to do, this is perfect for you, because this starts with what you're already doing right now, little small things that you can change that are going to make a massive difference in your income. And a lot of this, like I said, I picked it up when I first quit my corporate job and had not a penny to my name. All of these habits are things that I kept. I stuck with it. And even though now I'm able to afford more things and save more money, I still abide by these rules. These are my money rules that ain't going nowhere. I don't care how much money I make here, now, in the future. I will always do these things. And they've made a drastic difference for how much money I'm able to get and keep. Keyword, keep. So before we get into the fun stuff, hi, I'm Bria, and this is the Because I Love You podcast. May we address the elephant in the room today? It looks like my microphone took a penis enlargement pill. I want to apologize for that. I didn't realize this was going to be an entire toupee. Better hide this from Donald Trump. I was really bothered by the P sounds, the popping everything, and this had amazing reviews. Peter Piper picked a pickle pepper. Are my peas popping, you guys? Please let me know in the comments, because if this is for nothing, I'm going to be really pissed, okay? I'm hoping that because this looks like a giant afro on my microphone, this is actually doing something. So please let me know if this is making your listening experience better. And if it's not, let me know. Let me know if it's making your viewing experience pretty awful, because I think half of my head is covered. Anyways, your unfriendly reminder of the week is to say good morning. Let me start here. Okay, this might be a cultural thing. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about it. But I grew up with a Black mom. When you have a Black mom and you get up in the morning and you come in the living room, or if you walk into any room, finish a sentence. You say hello. You say good morning. There is no such thing as walking into a room and not acknowledging people. But I noticed there's this thing now where, especially with my age group, we be mugging in the morning, okay? Big fucking chip on the shoulder. Do not say hello. Do not say good morning. It's wild. And so the reason I was thinking about this was because I've been going on morning walks now. I'm finally getting in my groove again and trying to get up early before the baby and just get some steps in so I can feel a little bit like myself. And I noticed people on morning walks, like, hello, just walk right past you. What happened to good morning? What happened to hello? Act like you have some decorum. Now, I don't know if that's just me. And here, I already hear you clicking your keyboard talking about something. I don't want to talk in the morning. Baby, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You say good morning when you see somebody, okay? And I know this is going off the deep end. There's so much happening in the world right now that community, it's everything, okay? If you don't know your neighbors, if you don't know the people you're seeing when you're walking on your morning walk, if you can't simply say hello, good morning, we've lost the plot. Humans thrive in interdependence. Humans need community. Community starts with small gestures, such as saying hello, good morning, how are you? These little conversations mean so much more than you think. And I know, yes, it might be the biggest pain in your ass to muster up a smile at 6:30 a.m. on your morning walk, but you just never know what that smile could do for someone else. And I will say this, I have been met with a lot of mean mugs when I'm on my walk, but I will continue to force my smile onto all these people I walk past because I never know who's gonna need it. You never know if I need it, so maybe just give me one back. I don't know, but I would rather be the person who went out of their way to say good morning, who went out of their way to say, how are you? Any day. And I would rather be considered annoying or cringy or whatever that is than be the person that walked past somebody and didn't acknowledge them at all. I just can't get with that. And I hope that collectively, as a generation, we start to prioritize these things a little bit more because I feel like my parents' generations, the boomers, while they may have their flaws, they do not lack community. They show up for each other. They just had better social habits than I feel like our generation and the generations to come have. And I think we should push ourselves to just pull a little inspo from them. Okay. That'll be the only time I ever tell you pull inspo from boomers. Just kidding. Kind of. But truly, I think it starts with this. I never want to be the person that walks into a room and is just like mean mugging, okay? And I definitely want to teach my kid the same. So let me know how you feel about that. But I'm really tired of going on these morning walks and being mugged. So that's my 2 cents. Don't be rude. So now let's get into the money, honey. I'm going to start with this one because I think it's the most important of everything I'm going to tell you today. If there's any amount of avoidance for you when it comes to money, this is where you need to start. You aren't going to see long-term growth or retention with the money you have if you're afraid to even look at your bank account. Because honey, you cannot fix what you don't look at. And just because you don't look at it does not mean the problem is gonna go away. You need to buck up and open your bank account and dig into your transactions and look at what the fuck is going on. Because ain't nobody swiping, tapping that card, doing the Face ID, but you. You are the problem, my love. So we have to have some accountability. And if there's any resistance or avoidance around that, it's nothing to feel bad about. It's just an opportunity to pause and say, why do I feel this way? If you feel resistance, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel anxiety around money, notice that. Notice what comes up for you and honestly sit with it. Because here's the thing. There are things you picked up about money from your parents. There are things you picked up about money that are ingrained in your beliefs that you will continue to live out and project whether you realize it or not. And I always go back to the lottery example. There's literally statistics around lottery winners going bankrupt after like 5 years because these are people who never had healthy beliefs around money or didn't know financial literacy. So they get this large amount of money with no resources and they blow millions of dollars in a very short amount of time. And I use that example to tell you, it doesn't matter how much money you get handed. If you and your beliefs around money are just jacked up, you won't even keep the stuff that you can have. So it's not about necessarily going to find a better paying job. Sure, that's going to help. But in the long run, if your lifestyle and habits and mindset don't align with the wealth you want to have, you're going to stay exactly where you are when it comes to money. Doesn't matter how much somebody gives you. I've seen it in so many cases, and it's something I really went out of my way to teach myself. Financial literacy is not accessible to everybody, and that's why this video is so important to me. And that's why this particular point is one of the most important things I could ever tell you. As a friend, as whoever, as a girl on the internet, as whatever I am to you, this is literally what I would tell anybody I love, okay? Get your mind around money right first. And just going a little bit deeper into your beliefs around money, I believe this to be true personally. If everything is energy, which it is, that is quantum physics, then so is money. On an energetic level, money is just energy and it's going to mirror you. It's going to reflect back to you. Going back to why I'm saying the beliefs around money are so important is because money is just going to reflect exactly what you think about it. If you're afraid of money, money is afraid of you. If you're stressed out by money, money is stressed out by you. And when you're stressed out by something, do you want to be around it? Absolutely not. Just Go out of your way and give it a try. It might be hard. There might be some resistance, but that's good. If you feel the resistance, you're able to say, there's something here with me and money that I need to address. And it's not your fault. It's not a problem. Just notice it and notice that you don't want to carry that with you. Speak good about money. Say money loves me. I love money. Like, get comfortable with it. Because when I changed the way I talked about it, I changed the way I acted around it. And that's what I say. Like, this isn't anything woo-woo. It's like, you've got to get down to the subconscious beliefs that you have around money, because your subconscious controls your actions. You might think you want more money, but what do you believe? Because that's what's driving your day-to-day actions. That's what's driving you to impulse shop. That's what's driving you to blow the check you just got. That's what's driving your actions. So you have to get to the root cause, or you're just going to go through the cycle. Be mindful of those things and just observe them and try to work on changing them a little. A little bit of something I did early on in my self-employment journey. I had a lot of resistance around money. I had a lot of fear around money. So I did some exposure therapy. With myself, I would open my bank account and I would look at it. And what I did is I started making that a habit where I would open my bank account and I would go through my transactions on a weekly basis. So I knew where every dollar was going. I hooked up like QuickBooks to my account so I could easily see that. I love a QuickBook. I love to see pie charts of my spending habits. Okay. And that would help me assess if I was fucking around or not. And yes, it was uncomfortable. And to this day, it still is, but it's kind of like going to the gym. The more I do it, the better it is, the easier it is for me. When I stop doing it, the more resistance I build up. So if you don't come from having a healthy relationship with money and having money fears, I encourage you to do that, because exposure therapy is very helpful. Open your bank account and look it in the eyeballs and tell it who the fuck is boss, because you are the boss, whether you want to admit it or not. Like I said, you are in control of your spending habits. So if you can't look at that and confront that, then you're going to continue to have money problems. But here's the thing, when you open that bank account, now you are able to fix your habits. You are able to acknowledge them and take accountability. And that's a massive step in being able to expand your money and just with what you already have, be able to retain it. So let's talk about the postpartum closet crisis I'm going through right now. Do you know what I mean? 1 minute I'm in the hospital with mesh undies. The next I'm expected to dress like a functioning adult again. Nothing fits, nothing feels right. And suddenly my entire closet is giving, who was she? That's where Quint came in and saved my sanity. I wanted to feel like myself again, but like the grown, elevated version, not the still wearing pajama pants to Target version. Quint is giving just that. Their pieces are timeless, polished, and feel way more expensive than they are. Their 100% European linen tops start at just $30. I got the linen shorts in oat and a washable silk midi skirt that made me feel instantly pulled together without sacrificing comfort. And trust me, I need comfort and confidence right now. The best part is everything is literally half the price of similar brands, because Quint cuts out the middleman and works directly with ethical factories using premium fabrics. So you get elevated staples without the markup or the guilt. So if you're in your postpartum era, or just in your grown woman era, or just done buying clothes that fall apart after one wash, go to quince.com/BCIOY for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/BCIOY. Free shipping, no pressure, just really good clothes that feel like you're getting your power and your style back. Okay, next. Being obsessed with proving your wealth is keeping you broke. I didn't stutter. Listen, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a splurge. But is it a mindful and intentional splurge? This is the question we need to ask ourselves. If when you go to purchase something and your first thought is how others are perceiving you, it's already the wrong intention. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it to prove something to other people. Who gives a shit what other people think about you? You cannot let other people make you broke, okay? When I see people obsessed with luxury and obsessed with like flexing the lavish things, I get a little nervous, because it's okay to buy fancy, expensive things. But if you're doing it to platform it and show it off to others and flex, I have questions. Now, it's none of my business, trust me, do you? But those of you who are here for the financial aspect of this video, I'm concerned for you, because that's not what we need to be doing with our money. We don't need to be proving anything. And in fact, sometimes you can sniff it out. The more obsessed people are sometimes with logos and luxury and brand name stuff, it's like, it feels like a cover up. It feels a bit fraudulent. And I think there's a difference. Like, the richest people I've ever encountered walk into a room and smell like money. They have not a single logo across their chest or nothing. I know. There are ways to tell. Quiet luxury is very real. And I feel like the richest people in the room never fucking talk about it. So anybody who is walking into a room flexing the cars, you know the people I'm talking about, they're on their Instagram story with the money, like showing. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm going to say. None of my business, but you are my business, and I don't want that for you. That's keeping yourself in a very self-sabotaging cycle. That's an ego thing, and that's not right. Now, if you want to go buy yourself a nice designer outfit because you love the stitching or you love that they are ethically made, you have other reasons for liking them, I support it, okay? Because that is a mindful transaction. That has intention behind it. But just before you swipe your card, I want you to start asking yourself whether you're buying something luxury or whether not. Ask yourself, who is it for? If you're thinking of how other people are going to think of you when you purchase something, don't get it. It's not for you. It's not mindful. It's not intentional. And you are literally handing money to your ops. Because if you have to buy things to feel validated and worthy to be perceived by other people or hang out with other people, those are your ops. Those are not your friends. Those people do not care about you. And you definitely should not be essentially throwing away your money for people like that. Do it for you and only you. And if you love it, I love it. All right, this one just needed an entire category on its own. And this is for me. DoorDash is taking all of your money. And it's okay, I guess. But do you know how much DoorDash is costing you a month? I don't want to know, but I did look, and I'm not going to talk about it. But here's the thing. We were in the newborn trenches. We get a lot of DoorDash right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. Okay. We are in survival mode over here sometimes. And I'm not even going to beat myself up about it. We were never DoorDash people until we had a baby. And I think that's acceptable. But we have been looking into childcare options. We need a little extra help. And we're looking at the cost of childcare. And I'm like, baby, if we stop door dashing, we might have more money to do the childcare we want to do. So we got to make some changes. And again, that took me being honest and accountable and acknowledging my transactions and facing them head on and being like, okay, Bria, reel it in. Nothing to be mad about. It's an easy fix. I am back on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I'm good with that. Those are delicious. I actually make a fantastic one, and I think it comes down to ratio. You need a thick layer of peanut butter and a thin layer of jelly, and never toast it. It should be soft, soggy bread. So we're back on that. But seriously, go in your app right now. Can we do a little exercise? If you're on YouTube or if you're on Spotify, you can even comment this too. There's no judgment here. Can you go tally up how much you spent on Uber Eats and DoorDash in the last 30 days? Can you do that and let me know? Because honestly, it might make me feel better about myself. Do you guys want to know how much I spent? Okay, I'll tell you. If you're going to tell, I'll tell. In the last 30 days, okay, but just remember, it was like for multiple people. It was around like $400. Sorry. Okay, but it wasn't just for me. It was for AJ and it was also for my mom. But we're going to stop. All right. Someone else comment. So the next thing I want you to check out that is probably going to save you anywhere from like $50 to a couple hundred probably. Go through your transactions. Make sure you can match up what the transaction is and see if you have any ongoing subscriptions that you don't use. You will be shocked. If you have an Apple phone, what am I, 60 years old? If you have an iPhone, you can go through the subscriptions tab and see what you still have ongoing that's like on auto pay, and you can see how much it's costing you. You can go and cancel all that shit right now. Okay. That is going to save you a nice chunk of money if you haven't done that yet. Because sometimes when you get you'll get the receipt in your email, but it won't say what the app is for. So you have no idea if you're even using the app. So start there. There's also something called Rocket Money. I have not used this. I was doing some research and saw that this is something you can use, and it'll scan your transactions and it'll tell you where all your subscriptions are. So then you can go and cancel anything that's not in use. So that's another option if you want to kind of tighten up on some transactions like that, because those add up. I have a lot of subscriptions that are like $7.99 a month, $10 a month. Okay, but if you have like 5 of those, that's already like money back in your pocket. So just go through and double check, because sometimes that stuff, you forget it. You sign up for the free trial and that's how they get you. And then you're with them for months and you forget. So if you want to expand your money, this is one of my favorite easy fixes. It will literally take nothing for you to do this. So my problem with shopping for intimates like bras and underwear are that I typically feel like I have to compromise looking cute for comfort. However, it's been nice that I can finally feel really sexy underneath all my clothes and still be very comfortable. The Fits Everybody collection from Skims is like nothing I've tried before. I've never worn intimates that fit and feel like this. It molds onto my body and it feels like you're wearing nothing at all, which is my favorite. I finally tried Skims after hearing all the hype around it, and I understand now. If you've been thinking about trying them, this is your sign. The underwear is game changing. I don't know what technology they're using over there, but I get it now. One of my favorite pieces from the Fits Everybody collection is the Fits Everybody crossover bralette. I'm amazed at this product because it's not one of those old school bras where you have to have the wire and everything to actually have support. The band is what provides amazing support and lift, but it doesn't feel like it's suffocating you at all. Like I said, I don't know what kind of magic or technology they're using over there, but it's buttery soft yet super supportive. So I'm loving that it's comfortable and supportive, but the cherry on top for me is that I genuinely feel super hot in these intimates. Personally, I'm a less is more girly, so I like that a lot of the pieces are solid colors. They're like neutrals. It's easy to mix and match these pieces together. They're super flattering and they look good on everybody. You can shop Skims Fits Everybody collection at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know I sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. This episode is sponsored by Byheart. Now listen, as a new mom, let me just say this. Choosing formula felt like trying to decode the freaking Da Vinci Code. Every label was a maze of fine print and marketing fluff. And I remember thinking, if this is going in my baby's body, why does it feel like a guessing game? That's why I'm obsessed with Byheart. They're doing things totally different, starting with actual breast milk science, like real clinical research, not just vibes. Their formula is made with organic grass-fed whole milk and a patented protein blend that gets as close to breast milk as science allows. My mom guilt is lowered. My baby is thriving. What really sold me was how intentional everything is. Clean ingredients, easy to digest, made right here in the US. It's like if formula went to therapy, healed its inner child, and came back even better. So if you're formula feeding, combo feeding, or just want to know your options actually support your baby's development, go check them out. Head to byheart.com. That's byheart.com and use code BCILY30 to save 30% off your first subscription order for a limited time. You can also find them at Target, Walmart, and all the big name stores. Because when it comes to your baby, you deserve peace of mind and they deserve Byheart. Move your money from a regular schmegular savings account to a high yield savings account. I want to explain this to you in case you've just never heard about a high yield savings account. Go to your bank, ask them what options they have here. So let's say you have $1,000 just sitting in a bank account. After about a year of that $1,000 sitting in the savings account, you might earn like $1 to $2 in interest after a year, whatever. Now, if you have that same $1,000 in a high yield savings account, in about a year, you could have instead $40+ in there. That's without doing anything. This is your money making money. And this is a nice, easy, low risk way for you to do it. I know some people go the investment route and all that stuff. That's obviously something you can do as well, but I don't know anything about explaining that to you. Find a professional who can help you with that. We work with professionals on our investment portfolio and our retirement. That is also how your money can make money, but I'm not here to teach you that. You need to hire somebody who went to school for it, okay? But I will tell you, I don't need any credentials to tell you a high yield savings account is just a better move than a regular savings account. It's something you can easily easily do. It doesn't cost you extra. It shouldn't cost you extra money. And it's just your money making money instead of just sitting there in limbo. Love it. Sounds too good to be true, but you go talk to your bank about it and find out for yourself. But that's a great option. So these are 5 really easy, simple things where you can start with. You don't have to go get a new job. You don't have to get more money. These are super simple in terms of working with what you already have and tweaking your habits and your mindset and the money you do have. Now, if you want to go more in depth and you like this kind of content, let me know. I know we don't talk about money on here a lot, but I understand times are hard right now. The economy is a fucking mess. And I don't know if it's going to get better, but I definitely want to make sure you guys feel like you still have control over what you can. This is the information I would give to my little sister on how to be a little wittier with money. And this is stuff that's really helped me in the last few years. And again, just being totally transparent with you, I don't come from understanding money or knowing it. I've just done the research. I've hired professionals and I've looked to people that I know who do have money. And I'm hoping to help others with that because I know times are fucking hard right now. If you have any witty money hacks that you want to share with the class, please comment it down below. Pretty girls share wealth habits. I'm curious to learn from you guys. Real quick before we close, let's finish off with a little low-key or loco. Okay, today's low-key or loco. My friend went on a date with a guy she met on Hinge. She didn't care for him and said it wasn't a good fit. Nothing wrong with him, just didn't really feel a connection. But I searched him up and he is 100% my type. I'm debating if I should make a move or is that weird and shady? Okay, so your friend went on a date with this guy. She's not feeling him. It wasn't a vibe, but you are. Okay, I don't think this is loco. I'm gonna say low key. However, you walk a thin line. The only reason this would be loco is if you did it behind her back. I just feel like that feels weird. It feels shady. It feels a little sus. I would just be straight up that you think he's kind of fine and you're like, okay, I'm into sloppy seconds. Just kidding. There's nothing sloppy about these seconds. Just be upfront with her. I think that's the best way you can do it because I think if she hears it through the grapevine or finds out another way, she's going to be like, that was just kind of weird, you know? That might put a bad taste in her mouth. But maybe she could connect you guys. Ask her to plug you. Ask her to be the wingman. I think that is great. And if it's supposed to work out, it will work out. Just remember that. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to say low key. They're not in a committed relationship. They went on one Hinge date. Like I don't hear wedding bells at all. This is not an ex. This was just a date. So I mean, honestly, I think this is more common than people think. Stuff like this happens all the time, especially when you're in like college and stuff. And it's really like not a big deal. So just be straightforward and hopefully she will be a great wing woman to you. But I'm going to give you a low key and I wish you the best. All right, guys. Well, I hope this video was helpful and let me know if you noticed any positive changes after you work on these 5 things with your money habits. Me and my big ass mic will see you guys next Monday.